What's up, YouTube? This is Matt from the DeRosa group. I want to talk to you guys about an interesting conversation. And this is something that either if you are someone that's considering landlording, if you're an existing landlord, it's a matter of fact, and it's called crime. And crime happens in the world. It happens everywhere, unfortunately. And as a landlord, it can happen at your property. It does happen. It's unfortunate, but it is something as a landlord you have to deal with. And so today's video is about what to do if you have crime at your rental property, or even how to prevent crime happening at your rental property. So let's see if you can visualize it this way. Crime occurs in an area, and your rental property is in that area. And the question you have to ask yourself, you have to find this out. Is the crime occurring at your rental property, or is it happening in the area around it? So is it happening at the corner store across the street? Is it happening down the road? Whatever it is. And you can look at crime reports. You can talk to the local police. You can look at police reports to see where the crime is occurring. Because if it's happening at your property, that's one conversation we're going to have. But it's happening around the area, then you need to identify what the source of the crime is. If the crime is occurring in the area around your property, this is what you have to do. You have to find the source of it and then go and talk to the owner of that property. Hey, we have a problem. And that problem we have is my property is experiencing crime that appears to be coming from your property. Here's some police reports that are backing that up. And you obviously, as an owner of this property, shouldn't be happy about that as well. You have crime as well, unless of course the person you're talking to is the source of the crime themselves, which is where you go to plan B, which is to go to the police and say, hey, that property right there is generating crime, which is affecting my property. And it's obviously something that my tenants are unhappy about, I'm unhappy about. And that's something that we need to do something about collectively, and perhaps owner of that property as well, unless they are the source of the crime, as I said. Here are the 3 steps you can do if the crime is coming from your property, meaning there are folks that are causing crime issues, or that are bad actors, or that are doing bad stuff at the property that you own. Crime does not like to be seen. Crime likes to hide, such as anything from drugs or folks misbehaving or whatever it is. The first thing you can do is, if you look at your rental property, if it's got trees that are drooping around it, or trees are a great thing to hide crime, right? And crime tends to happen at places where it can kind of hide in the shadows. So if you can look at your property at night, right, and see that there are lots of trees drooping around this property, trim up those trees. It's called limb them up. Remove some of the limbs that are drooping down around the property to make it to where the property is very, very clearly seen during the daytime and also during the nighttime. Make the property super visible. Second thing has to do with seeing that crime as well. Light it up, right? There are very affordable LED lights you can put all around the property. And this applies on a single family home, a duplex, or a 100-unit apartment building, or anywhere in between. You can put good lighting systems that are just on at night, turn them off during the day. You can put in systems like that, even put in motion sensors too, if you like, that turn the lights on when they see something and turn them off when they don't. Crime does not like to be seen. And so if you limb up your trees and light up your property nice and bright at night, then crime will dissipate just for that. It'll find somewhere else to go. And that also applies if the crime's coming from across the street. It's not going to go to your property anymore if your property's super well lit, because it doesn't want to be seen, right? The third thing that you can do, and this applies more if you have a larger property, you can do it on a smaller property as well, but it may cost you a few more dollars. And that is, you contact the local police and you work out an arrangement with them. We did this at one of our larger properties, where the local police would go and walk and patrol the property, and they would look for issues. They'd look for things that were suspicious, and they would shine the flashlight around and patrol maybe once or twice a day. Crime doesn't like attention, as I said, but it also really, really doesn't like police. And so if you bring the police out and you pay them, and you can pay them. There are arrangements we've done with local police to pay them a certain amount of money per hour to walk around our properties and patrol when they're off duty. Every police department we've talked to allows their officers, when they're off duty, to walk around your property. Maybe after they're done their shift, go walk around your property, do a 1-hour patrol. If you pay them enough money, they're willing to do it. And the police are bought in on this because it helps keep their neighborhoods safe and helps identify crime issues, because the police don't want that around either. If you want to go next level, here's the next thing you can do. You can offer up one of your apartments for rent to a local police officer, to have a local police officer live in that apartment. And you could offer it up at a discount. You know, that's what we've had to do. And it encourages them to want to live there. And we require that they bring their police cruiser home every day. So the other tenants would see there's a police cruiser sitting in front of that unit every day. And that in itself dissipates crime. Again, crime doesn't want the police around. And if they see that, they're going to not stick around because they don't want to get caught. They want to go do their business in the dark and elsewhere where no one else can see it. Those are some ways that you can deal with crime, whether this applies for larger apartment complexes or smaller. This is ways you can deal with it. And the result that we've had in dealing with crime at our properties is that those that remain at the property don't care as much about there being police there. They maybe welcome that, because if they're not causing crime themselves, it's a good thing to them that there's, oh great, there's police here. That'll keep the bad apples out and allow me to have quiet enjoyment of my properties. The long-term result is that more families move in, more people that are comfortable with properties that have lower crime are going to come into your property, and that in itself stabilizes things even further. And the good tenants that are not causing crime are not going to tolerate crime coming in as well. So those good tenants become the best police that you have, because they're going to let you know and also let the police know if crime even starts to creep back into your property. So that's the end result. That property tends to keep crime out on its own. You know, you can eventually not have to have the police out because those properties maintain themselves and keep themselves safe because you built yourself a great community. As you guys can tell, I'm not a fan of crime. I am a big advocate for removing it. I don't tolerate it at any of our rental properties, because our mantra is to transform lives through real estate. And one way that we can do that is providing safe, secure places for our tenants to live and enjoy their lives that they can call home. And they can call something home and raise their families there if they know that they are going to be safe. And I, as a landlord, can help provide that to them through removing crime at the property. That's what I got, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like this video, please, please, please smash that subscribe button to this channel and like this video. Leave a comment below if you got other tips for removing crime at your rental properties. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say too. Appreciate you guys as always. Have a great, profitable week.